It's your boy John Q here on this beautiful 4th of July day with my Onyx RCR limited edition bike. No, it's not the new 80 volt version. Um, well, I'm out here today on this beautiful day in which I'm planning on getting out and doing a little grilling probably later, and to address something that I mentioned in the previous video that my grandson produced and put online for me in reference to the release of the Onyx 80 volt edition bike. First and foremost, I just want to say I absolutely love my Onyx RCR limited edition. I have no regrets or buyer's remorse whatsoever on my purchase of the Onyx. And 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 in the video that I'm referencing that I made earlier and uploaded to YouTube, I stated some things that at least one commenter on the video, because I don't have many followers on my YouTube channel, because I don't pride myself as being as a content creator or reviewer of PEV products uh, for consumers to use my reviews as a purchasing model. I'm just simply a consumer of PEVs, and I normally give my own impressions of my experience on the PEVs that I own, and I normally, I occasionally do videos. I occasionally do videos where I just basically uh, upload them to YouTube, etc., for therapy content. You know, there's just something about getting out and riding, and exploring the atmosphere around you, and just being in contact with everything that's happening in the earth around on the earth around you. And so that's why I make PEV content. But however, my this one solo person that came to my page, he felt the need to call me a liar and say that I'm lying about something that I was just basically making a statement about. And the statement was in reference to how the 80 volt model of the Onyx came out shortly after I had gotten this model of the Onyx. And and I just simply stated in the video, I said I said my here I am with the Onyx that's still basically brand new, and I still got the little sprinklies on the tires. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, okay, looks like my charger thing came loose. I got to put some more of that sticky stuff on there. But anyway, I just basically said that, well, it it left me with the impression that the limited buyers, the Onyx RCR limited customers, um, were basically left without an alternative or an incentive to get the 80 volt Onyx, and that they were used as a stepping stone for Onyx Motors to basically come out with a newer version. And and I just said in the video that I'm not a fan of that type of scenario if that's what happened. And also in the video, I simply stated that, hey, I'm open to a direct response from Onyx, and I will respectfully accept whatever response they give. Uh, as to how as to how everything unfolded, you know. But however, this person felt the need to spam my YouTube video, and I'm gonna leave your comments up there. I forgot the person's name. Let me pull it up right quick, and I can tell you exactly what was said, so I don't have to paraphrase and I don't have to get anything wrong. Okay, here we are. So here's the comment. And the comment is from Viking Kitten. Viking Kitten. Um, so she says whoever this is, I don't. I mean, I said she, but because kitten. Okay, Viking Kitten. All right. The the comment reads, the RCR 80 volt launched on June 20th, 2025. This is 17 weeks after this after later. This is not weeks but months. Your buying experience is not indicative of a bad experience with most normal expectations from a business. Had you purchased the 72 volt recently within March till now, everyone was called offered. Uh, had you purchased the 72 volt recently within March till now, everyone was called offered the ability to exchange their order, and then it says, and then the comment says, you are lying. Please remove this fake news video. I digress because anyone who watched my content knows that I don't bash other companies. I don't talk down about their products uh, because I'm just a consumer and I only buy products that I ride myself personally and I share my experience on those products. So I don't make broad statements about a company's about companies in a negative way. In fact, if you go back and you watch the video, you'll see for yourself that I basically wished Onyx Motors well with the 80 volt version of the Onyx RCR, and I genuinely do wish that that bike sells a lot sells a lot because and take I generally do hope and wish for the best for Onyx Motors and the 80 volt edition of the Onyx RCR because I think that machines like this should be on the road, and I think they are a great integration into the. They are a great integration for the PEVs riding on the road, and in other words, and and because of its moped like style. But anyway, I don't bash other companies and I don't talk trash about their products, especially this bike. There's nothing bad that I can say about my 72 volt 45 amp hour edition of the Onyx RCR. Absolutely nothing bad I can say about it. um, it's the range I'm happy with because I can ride it as long as as long as I can physically take it, and and things like that. But so the only thing that I said in response to the remark that I got on YouTube was that, okay, then why are they still available on the website? Meaning these versions. You can still get a 72 volt 45 amp hour Onyx RCR on Onyx Motors website, right? Am I wrong? Maybe I am. I'm not sure. I didn't do all my research or all my due diligence, but I'm only speaking from what my perception is based on my buying experience. So, so if they're still available on the website, then obviously they still have some of the limited edition either left or they are making more of the model that has 72 volts 45 amp hours, and I'm not sure if they're including the 80 volt upgraded features for the Onyx RCR to the 72 volt 45 amp hour models that they're selling, because I noticed on the 80 volt model that it has a much more it has an upgraded frame. um, it has quite a few things that are upgraded front forks and stuff like that. So that's what so that's why I made the remark back to the person who responded to my content on YouTube about that. And the only thing that I said in response to this person who wanted to be nasty and call me a liar, call me this and that, and I don't really care because I don't live vicariously through social media of any sort. Um, social media is just my dumping ground for my memories. If I want to go back and replay them and look at them and enjoy them for my own personal psychological therapy. So the only thing I said in response was, I love my RCR Limited, but you are 100% off the mark. Limited edition customers, they were used to get Onyx Motors back on their feet with no incentive. Maybe that comment was a little premature. I'll bite the bullet and say that about myself, because I did impulsively respond to this person who jumped on my YouTube channel and decided that it was a good idea to bash me. And and this comment is for the Onyx RCR community, and all the people who ride and enjoy this marvelous e-bike. Uh, I in no way intended to disrespect the community or imply that Onyx Motors is a company that you should not purchase an e-bike from. That wasn't my intent at all. In fact, I am so stoked to learn more about the mods and the different things that the Onyx community are doing with their bike. Um, I'm stoked about, you know, possibly getting me a bigger battery from Shy Batteries or Powerful Lithium to improve upon the range and ride my RCR even further. So all of those things I'm stoked about, I'm happy about, and I'm excited about, because this is really my first e-bike. And and I guess the second part of my video, uh, it probably ruffled a little feathers, because I'm not a guy also that compares other PEVs to other people's PEVs that are on the market, because if I'm not riding the other PEV on the market or having a personal experience with it, I don't feel the need to do a comparison video about it. And I don't. Occasionally I might pull out some of my own personal PEVs and put them side by side and tell you the different experiences that I get from riding them. But that's the extent of what I do when it comes to reviewing PEDs on my social media platform. So so to the Onyx Motors, as well as the community that rides Onyx bikes, you know, I'm coming from being a solely hyper scooter guy. You know, I got the E-Move Roadster, I got the Leo PVs, Apex, and I got the Dualtron X2. Those are the only three electric scooters that I have. And the Wolf Warrior was my first, of course, but I'm currently working on some upgrades for the Wolf Warrior. That's going to be exciting, but that's something on down the road that I look forward to. I look forward to doing. However, back to the subject at hand. Uh, Onyx Motors. I'm 100% happy customer. I'm a 100% happy customer with my Onyx RCR, and the only thing that I said at the end of my video, getting back to that point, is that um, because of how the 80-volt model was released, the time frame is irrelevant to me. Uh, Only thing I know is that I have a new bike and a newer version is available. And I'm not a fan of that type of business practice. Maybe your PR should have been a little bit more clear, or maybe you should have maybe you should have reached out to some of your previous customers of the limited edition, uh, and offer them an incentive to get the 80-volt version. With maybe a special discount or promo or something like that. You don't have to do it. It's your company. It's your model. It's the way you sell it. It's the way you market. It's your thing. I'm just saying that as a customer who paid my 4,000 and some change for this Onyx RCR limited edition, uh, I'm not a fan of seeing a bike come out and I already have one. And the reason why it bothers me a little bit is because of the simple fact that when I got the Onyx RCR and my wife saw me off of my hyper scooter, which drives her nuts because she's thinking one day I'm gonna just get in a terrible accident. She was even inspired to possibly get out and do some riding with me, and so I said, "Wow, I think I'm going to see if they have any more. I think I'm going to see if they have any more available so that I can get you one." So I went to the site, and the 72 volt 45 amp hour, it was still available. And so I said, well, I think I'll get one for my wife as well. And and then not even days after I made that decision, I seen the 80 volt I seen the 80 volt model drop, and it left me with a bad taste in my mouth. It really left me with a bad taste in my mouth because I said, "Now, wow, here they are with a new version, and my model only has about a little bit over 500 miles on it now." I said, "So, and they're selling at the similar price as this one," and I said, "Something is a little off. Did they use the customers who purchased the RCR limited edition as a stepping stone to put out a more better e-bike?" Surely that's a method that's used by a lot of PEV manufacturers, producers, or makers, or whatever you want to call them, or distributors, no matter what, because we know all the parts come from somewhere else, mostly. But anyway, that question rang in my head, and I'm like, oh gosh, and I normally go with my first thought when I feel something or instinctively about something. And so I said, I hope not, because because before I purchased the Onyx RCR, I read about the history of the company. I read of how the previous owner passed away. My heart broke when I read that, and I seen some of the comments that people were making, and and I thought the person was genuinely a good person, and a bad thing happened. But anyway, uh, I was well aware that the company was a good company, and I still think the company is a good company. I'm just not a fan of the practice of how this new 80 volt model was released, and this limited edition was pumped and sold and promoted prior to its release. Um, and that's what I had qualms with. So, and I even said in my video that the comments that I made in that video, they were not a negative reflection on Onyx Motors. In fact, I would recommend anyone to purchase the Onyx RCR limited edition, because this is an amazing e-bike. However, for me, based on my preferences and what I look forward to and the PEVs that I buy, I only get those PEVs that afford me an opportunity to grow with them, because they have some of the top tier components and features that most of the other PEVs in the market do not have. That's why I have the selection of PEVs that I own, because uh, I'm not a beginner in the sense of, I was a beginner when I got the Wolf Warrior, and I rode the Wolf Warrior until I got experienced enough to know how to handle riding a hyper scooter or a PEV and the dangers that it presented. And I developed a wardrobe of protective gear to ride each one, etc. And once I had that experience, I then knew that I wanted every PEV that I wanted to get after that. I wanted it to be uh, beyond that beginner's level, and that's how I purchased my PEV. So to get this bike and then to see a new, upgraded, more improved version available, it feel like it kind of stole my thunder a little bit when it comes to the type of PEVs that I buy. So that's the only reason why I responded the way that I did. And I'm out here on this beautiful 4th of July day. I didn't intend on making a video, but I felt the need to do so because I don't want to leave no negative impression about another company's products. And and I don't want to send a message that doesn't represent who I am as a person. And normally when I purchase PEVs or any product, I purchase my value. If I like, if I like the community of customers that purchase the product, and I like the company that does it, I'll go for it. Even if there's negative remarks or comments or reviews from other people, I personally have to make purchases based on my own personal values and not someone else's. So I normally don't even listen to a lot of the backwash of people's comments, negative comments that is, on other PEVs that I purchase. So one of the things that I made the decision that I was going to do is I was going to go with E-straps for my next e-bike, because the reason why is because they have a higher amp hour, which means longer range, uh, and power. The power, I can't do any comparisons on power when it comes to uh, Onyx Motors top tier 80 volt Onyx bike. So I'm not even going to go there, so because I don't own that bike. So all I know is that what E-Straps is offering right now in its Ludicrous Plus model, it fits my PEV preferences when it comes to having a top tier PEV. When it comes to having a top tier PEV that has all the bells and whistles that I like, because it's my money that I'm spending. So I want to make sure I get what I like and what meets my preferences. So with that, I'm not gonna go on and on and on and on and on about something that's just really irrelevant. And for that, what is it, Viking kitten, Viking kitten, that responded to my YouTube channel. I hope this is somewhat of a better explanation, and you can tone down the rhetoric of calling me a liar, because I don't lie about stuff like that. It would be stupid to do so, and I have no skin in the game when it comes to making a negative remark about Onyx Motors or its e-bikes. It's just not my cup of tea because of the way things dropped. I mean, hey, if I get the 80 volt bottle and then the 96 volt model pops out, bam, here I am once again left with that gut feeling that, well, hey, wait a minute. Uh, and it wouldn't have been so bad had there been some kind of incentive for Onyx RCR limited edition customers, uh, a, a little more forthcoming. I mean, in the response comment that was made on the YouTube video, the the responder did say that for weeks after March, Onyx Motors reached out to customers of the limited edition who were waiting on theirs to see if they wanted to exchange their limited edition for the 80 volt model. I'm not even sure if that's true or not. I can't verify that. But I know that's the remark that was made to the video that I posted on YouTube. And I welcome Onyx Motors to just do a timeline review of how everything unfolded for the 80 volt model. I've been watching videos of the 80 volt model, and I'm impressed by it, because I think it's an awesome build, and I think there are a lot of passion went into it to build it. So I can't say anything negative about it. I don't own it, and not being negative, but I won't buy it because of the simple fact of how I ended up with a 72 volt 45 amp hour model when an 80 volt with a 80 when an 80 volt, a nominal 80 volt with a 90 something volt max battery was added into an upgraded version, and and I feel so used and abused. Nah, I'm just joking. But anyway, that's the only reason why I said I'm not going back with Onyx motors, and I'm not. But I will continue to ride and make videos on the Onyx RCR, and I will continue to say good things about my experience with the Onyx RCR. And that being said, I'm not going to sit here and go on and on and on about something that's irrelevant. Um, this has been your boy John Q out here on the 4th of July, getting ready to put something on the grill. I don't even know what. And, it just might be veggies on the grill. Who knows? But and enjoy the rest of my day, and I hope all you guys out there in the PV world are having an awesome day, and that you also are enjoying this day as well, this Independence Day. Not getting into that because I don't do politics either. I don't talk about politics on my channel, and I don't talk about the running narrative or ideology that a lot of people hold close to as a filter of how they see the world around them. I don't do none of that. I'm perfectly good here in my semi off the grid lifestyle with my chickens, my ponds, my garden, and just living my life to the fullest in the most natural way that I possibly can. So I'm content with that, and so I don't have any need to try to step outside the box and lend my opinion and all those things. I let you guys have that, and I don't judge anybody for what they believe or don't believe. So, with that, this has been your boy John Q, and guess what? Flinko, baby. Just joking, but you guys have a happy 4th, and I look forward to catching you on the next video. So let me go down here and check out my chickens and see how they're doing today. And so you can see, I think, let me see, the last ride on my Onyx RCO is 31 miles. 31 miles I rode this baby. I haven't learned anything yet about whether or not these buttons do anything down here or what they do. But right now I'm in eco mode and I'm cruising around my yard. I'm holding my selfie stick in my hand, which is something I generally do not do. But let me see here. How am I gonna do this? I think I'll do it like this. So, oh, and I'm playing around with the DJI Mic Mini because few people were saying, dude, won't you get you a mic so that you can so we can hear you? You just got so much wind in all your videos. And I'm like, ah. So I broke down and I got me a DJI Mic Mini set up. And right now I'm just using it via Bluetooth. You know, they said you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but this old dog has been loving just playing around with different technologies and experiencing what they're like. My pond is a work in progress, so don't judge me. Right now I just have a small bit of water in it, but I've worked for some time to build it up to where it's at, and it's a lot of heavy equipment I use back here to dig it out and everything. But this is what I have so far. It's coming there, and I guess one day I'm gonna just basically make the decision to have someone to come and fill it for me. And then another thing that I was possibly going to do is just go ahead and dig me a shallow well on the backside of my pond and set up a pump so that I could run water directly into it myself. Currently, my other pump there has been using a little bit of water from it to trickle in, but it feeds the main house, so I rarely use it. wide open on the pond. So these are my chickadoos, and they normally come to the front when they see me because they know I'm bringing food out here. But however, today I'm just letting them enjoy their day and graze. I have a few little baby chicks in there, and I have some hens that are currently sitting on the box, uh, about to have some more little chickadoos. And hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? Hello, hello, hello there. No one's talking back to me? Or is the rooster going to cockle-doodle-doo for me today? Cockle-doodle-doo! Nah. Guess I'm not in the pecking order. All right, cool. But as I said, this has been your boy John Q on the Onyx RCR limited edition. But go ahead and get that 80-volt edition and enjoy the ride. But for me, I'm good. If you catch me, you'll see me on the knee straps. Normally I'm solo riding, so you probably won't see me at all. But woo! And I see something that I'm gonna have to do this weekend. Let's get out here and cut some grass, put down some weed killer, etc., because my yard is starting to grow a little bit more than I want it to. So I'm not going on the road without my safety gear on. So let me get on back and prepare to do whatever it is that I'm going to do today on this 4th of July. And it's also time to do some pressure washing on the side of the house. I'm telling you, when you stay down in a nice wooded area, you can best believe that you're gonna have a whole lot of green algae on the side of your home. So I generally get out here occasionally and do a little bit of pressure washing to keep everything clean. So with that, once again, this has been your boy John Q, and I am signing off.